It is often said that neither snow nor rain nor heat nor darkness will stop a true postman from completing his rounds. But what about a rad storm? Hi guys, and welcome to episode 5 of the Fallout 4 Mod Vault. Now, you may have already figured out that the first mod I'm going to show you is a mod called True Storm's Wasteland Edition. This is a weather mod that is pretty similar to the Skyrim mod of the same name. And like its namesake, it attempts to make the stormy weather of Fallout 4 a lot more intimidating. It gives those storms a bit more oomph. All of the weather that we would consider bad weather has been made far more intense. The rain, for example, has been made a lot heavier and it feels wetter. It just does. When you're out in the rainstorm, you feel like you're getting soaked to the skin. The fog that I actually thought was pretty thick to start with has been made, if anything, a little thicker, a little harder to see through. And then there are the rad storms. These are pretty incredible. They are loud, they are intimidating, and, well, they just overwhelm you. But it's not just visuals, it's very much about the audio. If you listen to the difference between the rain in this shot, this is the vanilla shot, and you can hear the Codsworth. Codsworth is flying off to my right, and you can hear him. Now listen to the same shot with this mod installed. You can barely hear him, if at all. And listen to this dust storm, listen to the wind. As you can hear, the wind just sounds so much stronger. I also noticed for dust storms, I actually got slightly better vision at close range. Not at mid to long range, but at close range, it actually was a little clearer, even though the storm felt a lot more intense. The duration of the weather seems to have been expanded as well, so you will get less changes. The weather will feel a little more consistent. Now, if the sounds are a little loud for you, you can actually tweak the individual sounds. There are sliders just for this mod's sounds, which is great. But for me, the default volume was fine. It really did add to the atmosphere. It's hard to get across how much this changes the feel of the world during these weather cycles. But if you like an intense experience during storms, this is going to be a must-have mod for you. Next, I actually want to show you two mods at the same time, and they're both mods that change the landscape textures in Fallout 4. The first is called Vivid Fallout Landscapes Textures in HD, and the other is called Commonwealth HQ Landscape Overhaul. Both of these mods change the landscape textures, but they have a different approach, and I thought it'd be nice to see them side by side. In Vivid Fallout, it seems that the textures are very similar to the vanilla textures. They have been sharpened and they've been given a far more textured feel. He's added new normal maps that give a lot more of a bumpy feeling. So you'll see deeper shadows and everything will look a little rougher and quite a lot sharper. Commonwealth HQ, on the other hand, replaces these textures with totally new ones that look slightly different. Now, I like both of these mods for completely different reasons. I think they both make the game look a lot better, but in different ways. A lot of it's going to come down to personal taste. You can check out this video, you can probably check out a lot of other videos to see what it looks like, but honestly, with textures, it's always hard to tell from a video due to compression. This is the type of mod you really want to try for yourself, wander around and see how the Wasteland feels. Does it work for you? The good news is, for texture mods, it's pretty safe to do this. You can change your texture mods left, right and center. There are no ESPs with these mods, so you just change at will, see which you prefer, and maybe at a later date you prefer another one, you switch to that. You can actually do that. Of course, there is going to be the question of performance. Do these mods affect performance? For me, not even slightly. I didn't notice even the remotest slowdown or speed up. The Vivid Fallout mod is actually suggesting that you may get better performance because the textures actually use less VRAM. This may be true, it had no effect on my performance whatsoever, but this could be because I'm running two 980s in SLI. Try it out on your system, see if you get a boost. Both of these mods are great mods, and as I've said, it is going to be a matter of personal taste which you prefer. You know, you've got on the one hand a sharper yet more vanilla feel, and on the other you've got completely new textures that have more detail and I think are quite interesting actually. Both mods look good in different ways. The Vault suit is an iconic outfit for the Fallout series, and in Fallout 4 it's actually kind of a useful base garment. If you're an armourer and you like to build your own armour pieces, the Vault suit is, if you upgrade it, pretty damned good. But let's face it, unlike Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas where the Vault suits kind of look like just overalls, the Vault suit in Fallout 4 makes you look like the sidekick to a superhero from a 70s TV series. Now, I kind of like that, but I do appreciate not everyone wants to look like they're competing in the luge, and so there is a mod called the Proto Vault suit that changes this suit to look, well, a little less gaudy, a little more stylish, I suppose the word would be, and it actually looks pretty damned good. The textures look very high quality, there are a lot of very cool details, and the cloth looks a little tougher somehow. It looks like it would actually wear quite well out there in the Wasteland. And if you actually don't like blue, if for some reason you prefer a different colour, you can actually get this Vault suit in a variety of colours. This will of course make purists' heads totally explode, but hey, it's your game and you do with it what you will. Of course, you will have to ignore Piper calling you blue and just sort of assume she's colourblind. This is actually a really well done mod if you do like the Vault suit's upgradability, but you want something a little less gaudy. This is something you probably want to get in your load order. And the last mod I'm going to show you in this video is the Wearable Postman's shoulder bag, which, as you would expect, adds the shoulder bag that the postman's uniform has, only this time it is functional and can be worn with any outfit. There are actually a number of different versions of the bag, so if you want you can have a sort of dark leather version, a green version, a canvas green version, the normal US mail version, a camouflage version, a black shadow version, and the Vault Dweller bag. It is actually a functional item in that it allows you to carry slightly more. If I take it off, you can see my carry weight is 230. With the bag, it becomes 262, so it allows you to carry just a little more junk. If you want the full Postman experience, you can wear it with the Postman uniform, which does come with this bag already built in. However, you won't be able to see the bag. So, for example, I'll take the bag off now. You'll see my carry weight is 230, but it still looks like I have the bag on my shoulder. Well, because it's part of the uniform. If I add the brown leather shoulder bag, I now can carry more, but you can still see the US mail bag on the outside. I can also tell you there is a little clipping when you enter power armor. Not much, but you can see it around the bag area when you climb in, but it's only during the animation phase. There you go. And it disappears, so you can't see it once you're actually up and running, but there is this brief moment where the bag looks like it's getting cut in half. I had no problems using it with various armor pieces, even the incredibly bulky ones. In fact, you could argue the incredibly bulky ones look slightly better, as there is a small gap between the back of the bag and your back. But it works with pretty much everything. The bags are actually crafted at the chemistry bench of all places under utility, and they require a bit of cloth, leather and even some steel, obviously for the buckle. You will find two versions, one marked 50 and one marked 51. I believe 50 uses the bandana slot, so you won't be able to wear a bandana with it, and 51 uses the wedding ring slot, so you won't be able to wear your wedding ring with it. You can choose which version you want and of course which colour you want. So all in all, this is a major win for those of you who are absolutely obsessed with picking up as much loot as possible, which probably accounts for 99% of you. Great mod, very well done, and I can highly recommend it. And that is all we have time for in this video. But before we go, I would just like to draw your attention to a live stream I did a few days ago where I talked about several mods that I would like to see in Fallout 4. I also took several suggestions from the viewers as to mods they would like to see. It was probably about 2 hours long, and I have actually uploaded most of the footage to my other channel, the Gopher's Vids live channel, and if you want to go and see what we talked about there, you're more than welcome. There will be a link down below. I may well run more of those actually. It was kind of interesting to get a lot of suggestions from you guys and just come up with some crazy ideas. Some of the ideas we came up with were actually really good. So check that out if you're interested. I will of course be back next week with another Fallout 4 mod vault, and I hope you can join me for that video. I look forward to seeing you there, and until then, remember as always, have fun. If you're curious as to whether I've covered a mod in one of my videos, feel free to go along to my website gophersvids.com and check the search functionality out. Just type the name of the mod you're interested in, open up the settings and filter by mods only. Click for search and you will see whether or not I've covered that mod. Click on the mod and it will also show you any of the videos this mod appears in. The last mod I'm going to show you in this video is the Wearable Postman shoulder bag mod, which adds pretty much, as you would expect, a Brahmin in the face.